Hello guys and welcome to GA Flying. Today we are in Canada and we will be checking out the newest expansion from the Kodiak from SWS. This is like a Medevac expansion as a medical transport version of the plane that you have already seen many times. It's a paid expansion, it's almost €8. For me, I'm not sure what the amount is in dollars. I would expect it's similar. Let me just show you the page here. And apart from getting a medical interior, you're also getting 5 liveries. So I'm now switching to the liveries. This is the one that we are using now, and you can use it with the pod or without. And the interior you will see in a second. There are also some other minor changes to it that we will discuss. So the base version already had a lot of interior versions and like exterior versions. And I kind of have mixed feelings about having to pay for just like one additional interior option. But at the same time, the base version has included so many that I think maybe it's not a cash grab. Obviously it depends on what you are using most. I think it's nicely done, and we will take a look at the details now. Let me just go outside. And sadly I have lost all of my MSFS settings for some reason, so I do hope I have found everything and changed it. I don't remember this stick here. Maybe it was always there. I would have to rewatch like the prior videos, but interesting. I think it's the only plane where I have seen it. Pretty convenient also for the ground crew and the pilot. Let's prepare everything. Yeah, so like always, the interactive elements are pretty much the most fun part about those SWS planes, because everything needs to be clicked. As you could hear, there is a bug there. You won't be hearing the exterior sounds if you don't open the door. It is possible that this is a chase plane bug, because I have once again installed chase plane. But we will see in a second. And just to show you what else is possible, here we have this backup battery if you want to use it. And we can also check the oil. That's saying the oil system is not simulated now, but they have nicely prepared it. It's even like here marked for you. But sadly no wear system is introduced yet, although SWS is working on the system that, as far as I know, they plan on introducing to all of their, to most of their planes in the future. For now, it's only in the airvan. And I would say it's not totally ready yet, because the airvan is sometimes behaving strangely. One additional active element that I haven't noticed before is this drain here. I think it's the fuel filter drain. You can just open it. Nothing else happens. I think I have clicked on something else inside. No. Yeah, the door. So let's talk about the visual options for cargo and passengers. So sadly, this is one of the weaker sides of the spec. I will show you the back in a second. So in general, we are in free flight and not in career mode. And in free flight, the only passengers that you can control here are the 2 nurses. So like 2 people on 2 seats. Or maybe it will be better if I go inside. Okay, so those 2 people. When it comes to the patient will be visible in career mode when you get like a medical transport job, but sadly it's impossible to make it happen in free flight. And this is also a limitation that you probably know from other planes. When it comes to the equipment here that you're getting, oh, I just wanted to say it's not clickable, but I think it's not. Is it a bug? What did I open? Let me just check. So I was clicking around here and couldn't find anything. What am I opening here? It looks like a bug, because... Huh? No. It's obviously a bug. I'm not sure what this was supposed to be. The lights are working, and something that was really interesting is that the light is now nice and warm. For some reason, I do remember that the night lighting in this one was not so bad. It was like very basic and very bright. But when I was testing it yesterday, it had like a nice warm sheen to it. It was pretty refined, so we will also take a look at it later when I will show you like how it looks in the night. This is pretty much what you're getting. This one interior, I didn't even notice before that there is a small bug. I'm not so sure about the passengers, because in the beginning when I was doing the test flights, I have both of them dressed in white, like nurses. But suddenly I started getting this normally dressed person here. So I don't know. Let's just say this is the doctor and this is the nurse or something. So something that I think is really missing is the cargo options. I was hoping for some like unique medical cargo that I can adjust here, but at least from what I have tested, pretty much nothing changes if you change the cargo, which is really sad, because in the passenger version there was a lot of different cargos you could see here. Bigger ones, small ones, they were adjusting based on how much weight you add. And here, there's nothing. I was at least hoping like for some medical supplies or something. So sadly, this is pretty basic. And it's also the same. Let me go outside. When I go here, and before there was an option to also change the cargo in the cargo pod. So I was thinking, well, maybe there will be some medical equipment here now, but now there's nothing. So it's even worse than in the base version, where you also have some interesting cargo here that changes based on how much weight you had. Maybe they had to do it to make it compatible with the medical missions in the career mode. I don't know, but for me, for free flight, I would wish that they would add some more to it, because I mean it does cost money. Let me just see. Okay, so let's also add this person here. I don't want the co-pilot. Yeah, but this doesn't really change anything. It will be just like for the weight when we will start. Yeah, I think this bug with the outside sounds not being audible when you don't open a door, I think it might be chase plane, because I do remember flying the plane many times before, and I don't remember this bug happening. So, and chase plane is something that I haven't used for some time. So I would say it's more probable that it's a chase plane thing. Let's just take a look. Everything is fine here, and we can go inside. I really hope I remembered to set up everything. So this one you can hide by clicking here, and we can start. Beacon light. I will just show you in a second where we will be flying, because I think the flight will be pretty interesting. Maybe with a tragic ending, because we will be trying to land on a very small strip. In the past I was only landing there with like some very, very small bush planes, and this is a pretty big bush plane, so you will see how this will end. When it comes to the avionics, this real pilot said that it's fine to start it with the avionics, so this is something that we will do. And we can also get rid of this one, because for me it's distracting to have two PFDs here, so you can just pop this. Do we have the flight plan here? Yeah, we do. So it's pretty simple. Let me just show you. So we will be starting in Kenai, which is a custom payware airport that I will also want to show you. And we will be landing in Nanwalek, which is actually a free airport that comes with MSFS. And it's really, really cool. Most of the time you will be landing over this hill here, with a steep descent and like a very short runway, and most of the time there is also a lot of wind here. So maybe this will be the first crash on the channel. We will see. So why did I buy Kenai? Because I really like to fly the the Traveler from FSS, and the Traveler is flying in real life from Kenai, and is flying for Kenai Aviation. So this is why I bought this airport pretty much for it. That saying, the Traveler, the P2012, is still not done for MSFS 2024. It's 2020 only plane. Some people make it work in 2024, but it's kind of bugged. So I wanted to show you one interesting part of the airport. Let me just accelerate here. Let's hope this will not kill. It will not kill the quality on YouTube. And let's just go inside. So this is one of those Northern Sky Studios airports. So there's, as you can see, lots and lots of detail. But I really like this wall here, pretty much, with those sightseeing ideas for this whole region. So lots and lots of interior detail. Normally I don't find it so exciting, but in this one I think it's charming in those like very small airports. And I think I can reset the view, go back here, and we can start. So I need the fuel. I also need the fuel here. I can actually set up the barrel to 995. Also, all of my settings got reset when it comes to all of the avionics. So I had lots and lots of setup to do over the last days. Okay, so I do want the fuel pump. I do want the ignition because I will be doing a low start, which is nicer for the batteries. Let me take a look. Is everything ready here? Yeah, seems to. Okay, so we can start with the starter to low. I hope I have taken off the covers, and let's just monitor the NG. Okay, it's around 20 and stable, so we can introduce some fuel. Let's monitor the temps. Seems fine. It's something that I have seen like for the real pilots, that like when it's starting they are already using the propeller lever, pretty much, either during the startup or immediately after the startup. Okay, is it at 50 ng? Yeah, it is. So let's get rid of the starter, let's get rid of the ignition, the fuel pump can go back to standby. This is for the air conditioning, so let's use it. And we want the generator here. So nav, taxi. I really like the workflows in this one. And also the bypass, so the inertial separator. There is a lot of discussions if you have to use it on paved airports, paved runways, taxiways, whatever. But the real pilots that I have watched that were like flying from Alaska were always using it on smaller airports, pretty much, even if they were paved, because they couldn't guarantee that there will be no objects left on the taxiways and stuff. Okay, air conditioning, so this seems to be fine. Unique thing about the Kodiak is that you start with flaps 2, so let's go to flaps 2. We will probably have some strong crosswind, so I will just wait with adjusting the rudder trim, because I'm not sure how much I will need. We are pretty light, let me see. So we are at 6112, so let me get this great table. 6112, so it's here, I guess. So the takeoff will be 57. So to not forget it, we can already type it in here. And will it be here? Yeah, we have it here. Nice. Okay, and once again with the trim, let's just wait. I think I can move the nose down a little bit. because I'm normally flying the passenger version and kind of remember, depending on the amount of passengers, I kind of remember where I had it, where I should set it to. But here with this medical version, I'm not sure where most of the weight comes from, really. Okay, yeah, I think it should be fine. The taxiway should be behind us. Yeah, it's pretty nice weather for Alaska. Is the taxiway behind us? Yeah. So we will just be starting from the intersection here. We don't need the whole runway. Yeah, the steering is kind of... I'm still not happy with it, because I didn't save my steering to a file. And there was some kind of saved cloud steering setup, but it was not fully what I have used lately, so I still need to adjust. Yeah, and still don't know why I lost all of my settings, because it was not only controller settings, I was pretty much welcomed to the simulator like it would be my first login, and I had to set up everything. So according to what I have found on Google, this can happen if there will be some problems with servers, and it can be fixed. It can fix itself after a time, but for me, the settings never came back, and I didn't want to wait even longer. So. Okay, let's prepare everything. Can I get a sock here? Because sadly the meter is not very dependable. Okay, so this is a slight crosswind. Strobe lights, landing lights to full. Pitot heat, we can start with it. What's the... It's 21 degrees? Seriously? Okay, so no pitot then. And we can start with the ignition on. Standby, this is fine, this is fine. We can get rid of this one to get some more power, reserve, and condition to full. Are props to full? They are. Okay, so if we have a crosswind from the left, then I want to set up a lot of rudder trim, and I think I will even go with full right rudder trim. Because this plane really likes to go into the wind. So it will pull left, and this is why I'm applying right rudder. Yeah, and also the curves for my rudder are different than I remember, so let's hope this will work out. So much work to set everything up if you lose all of the settings. Okay, everything in the green, I guess. I guess we can start. Let me make sure everything is running like it should. So once again, everything set up from a blank state, and we'll be looking at torque. Okay, it slightly pulls to the left despite having full rudder trim, and we can pretty much start. Okay, and I still had to apply a lot of right rudder. Yeah, I think still the weather cocking effect is still too strong, like both in this plane and generally. Because it's not so bad as long as you're on the ground, on the runway, then you can still use ailerons. But then the effectiveness of them, once you no longer have any contact with the ground, then it gets really, really small, the effectiveness of the ailerons. Okay, so we have flaps up. I would like the yaw damper, which is here. And I will slowly remove this, sorry. I will slowly remove this excessive rudder trim. And we can turn. It really likes to drop the nose a lot. So I'm trying to counteract with the pitch trim. Let's do the manual turn. So next plane to showcase will be for sure the Commander from Black Square. From what I know, it's supposed to be released next week. I would assume pretty soon, because I have seen the pre-release videos and it does look like it will be close to being ready. So let's see how this will work out. Okay, so I no longer need the bypass, and I no longer need the ignition. And we can go back to having air conditioning. Some nice sounds. And actually I can switch the landing lights to pulse mode. Ooh, nice. Oh, I have never noticed it, and I was flying from here a couple of times. It's some kind of marshland, I would assume. Nice. Yes, we can cross over the airport to make it a little bit safer, and then we can be on our way. So in general, I think it's nice that they have released this pack, because now we pretty much have such a big choice of those interiors that everyone will find something for them. But I would just wish that there would be something more. Like for example, the cargo options, adding some like specific medical stuff. But now they are not adding anything, so not even like the generic stuff. But maybe because it was like coded in the beginning to only work with the standard MSFS stuff, so now they cannot just change it to custom assets. I'm not sure. Might be also like a career mode limitation. So everything seems to be fine here. I can just proceed. Just get this trim. Yeah, now it seems to be fine. Yeah, so they have improved the pitch trim a lot. Before it was like very, very sensible, and it was very difficult to have like proper flight without having to readjust it all of the time. So something that I find annoying in planes is if they have like a very pronounced trim sound. I mean, in some of those old ones it's very cool, but in most of those new ones, I don't know. When I hear the sound, I'm feeling like I'm doing something wrong. Like if I'm using the trim too much when I can hear it. Seems to be fine. I can lower the power a little bit. I think we can even go to autopilot. Then let me try out level mode, and now autopilot. So this is something that I have noticed yesterday, because I was saying that the level mode is not working, and it's kind of not working because it should be called level and stuff. But what it is doing is enabling roll and pitch mode. So if you click level, you will get roll and pitch, and then if you click autopilot, you will kind of have something that is similar to the level mode. Okay, so it's kind of working. Let's adjust the heading. So we will be flying correctly here, and let me just check where the heading is. Here. We can take a look outside. This is the cinematic view from chase plane. Okay, nice sunset. Oh, and something that I have also seen is that they have released a new custom airport for Kathmandu, which is something which is like a region that I really like flying to. But sadly, it's pretty expensive. It was like 22 euro, so probably this will be plus tax for me. Yeah, I can understand it because it's a pretty big airport with a lot of like small details. But I guess I would just wait for a sale. Let me go through the different views. This one is pretty nice, and we also have those setup views. Yeah, I really think that this is one of the nicer looking planes that we have, maybe even the best looking one. Okay, so not that many setup and chase planes still. And I think to not waste your time, I will just jump to the moment where we will be closer to the destination airport then. See ya. Okay guys, and we are back. We are pretty close to the airport, but I also wanted to show you something else that I have found. Let's go inside. I was talking about those active click spots. There are some that I'm not sure if should be there, like the coffee cups that were there before. As you can see, they kind of clip here. But there is something where some effort was apparently made. Let me just turn it on. It seems to be working. I mean, here we don't have a passenger, so we won't see anything, but maybe in carrier mode. Sadly, they haven't showcased it working, so I'm not sure, but you can at least turn it on and off and also, I think, change one of the options. So it should be interesting to see if this would change with a patient here. Sadly, when it comes to my career mode, I just started with some flights, so I'm not advanced enough to have those medical flights. So there is no way for me to check it. Yeah, sadly nothing. And obviously you also have the cup holder here, but this was always here. I just never remembered to show it. Okay, let's take a look at the map. So it's kind of behind the second mountain here, so we can slowly prepare. Let's check how heavy we are, so 6,000. So let's once again get this 6,000, so landing will be 67. Let's just tune it in. And I will also link this table in the description of the video if you don't have it already. So the missionary bush pilot, this real pilot YouTuber, I think has it here in the plane, but for us we just have it as a file. There was a mod, so a modification on Flight Sim TO that was also adding it somewhere here, but sadly it's not working with the 2024 version, and I wasn't able to make it work. And another thing, 1 more inch when it comes to the barrel. Yeah, so we can slowly prepare. Let's get the bypass because it's an unpaved runway, and let's get the full landing lights. And something that I forgot to do during the takeoff is also locking the harness. So pretty much the belts for the pilot here. And I think I can still jump ahead. Maybe before I jump ahead, some views, because this is a pretty nice place here. Yeah, so chase plane has some benefits still, but it really depends on luck. Sometimes it will like generate the absolute like perfect cinematic view, and sometimes it's just something that you could also do pretty much yourself. It's a little bit better for airliners because with GAs it has the tendency to zoom out a lot, so they are pretty small on the screen then. So last view, yeah, we had this already. So I think we can jump ahead, and I will see you once we will turn over this like crazy mountain for the landing. Okay, back again. So this is pretty much our airport here, and we'll be going over this mountain and landing here. As I said, never tried it with a plane as big as this one, only with very small bush planes. So you'll see how this will work out. We can go flaps 1. Let me try to find the best way. I think the best way is like this. Nobody said it's easy. In the end, if we will have to go do like a go around, I think we will try it from here. Because as I said, I'm not sure if it's possible. That's saying we are the medical rescue team here, so we will try. Obviously, the story for today's flight is that we have like a patient that we have to pick up from here. Take a look. Yeah, pretty adventurous. Actually, I was training here because I wanted to prepare for the release of the Taylor craft from God Friends that they are doing now. And from what I remember, it should have a release by the end of the month, the 30th, I think, but I'm not entirely sure. That saying, the Taylor craft is like a very, very simple plane. It doesn't even have flaps. Yeah, but it's pretty iconic for all of those bush flyers. So I think maybe like this. We will see. So what was the VREF again? 76? Did it switch? Oh no, come on. I think I didn't save it. So 76. Okay. Okay, now it's a thing. So let's not waste too much time. Flaps 2. Yeah, so this is a moment where head tracking would be very useful, I would say, and I think we can turn here. Yeah, I know.
500.
Okay, last notch of flaps, and I needed to make sure I have reverse thrust mapped correctly.
500.
Yeah, I know. Some unexpected turbulence here. I mean, unexpected. It could have been expected easily with how MSFS works. Let's not fly into the trees. Can we get rid of the speed or not? Nah, sadly, not. Yeah, no way. Okay, so let's try it from the other side. Just too much inertia, even with power off. So the patient will have to wait a little bit. Whoa, there's okay, there's very, very strong turbulence here. Okay, so we will now make a nice turn. At least the terrain is beautiful here. Okay, and now let's try another time from this easier direction. Let's not get too much speed, because it's very difficult to get rid of speed in this one. So many of those like short takeoff and landing planes lose lots and lots of speed if you go full flaps, but this one doesn't, which can be surprising if you are used to the other ones. It's also often surprising to me. I'm not really using a very steep descent. Still, it's often difficult to get rid of the speed. So in this case, let's go full flaps already. Yeah, the mountain in the back looks great. Oh, and some very strong... Whoa! That shouldn't happen with this wind that we have. But okay, let's just assume it's an MSFS thing. We are being blown to the right. Sorry, the left. And let's counter here. But the last tree is always problematic. Let's not run into it. Yeah, with this crosswind, this will be really adventurous. Yeah, but I still think it's a little bit too much of a crosswind effect. But we did make it, although those patients are probably, I mean, those nurses that we have with us are probably unhappy. But hey, it's an emergency, so heavy landing counts. Okay. Oh, I cannot even taxi on this one, it's so uneven. Yeah, I'm very unlucky because last time when I was here it was pretty much the same wind, which like makes it super complicated because you need to go like this, fighting the crosswind. Either way, we are there. So let me maybe get rid of the strobes and the landing lights. Yeah, I think part of the problems were the brakes, because I have assigned like very big curves to the toe brakes, and this is why the braking was almost not working when I was pressing it. Okay. So let's just park. And here we have some nice detail. Oh, and maybe we can also go condition lever below for ground operations. Yeah, I really like this place, but it always wants to kill me suddenly. But for like small bush planes, it's a lot of fun to try to land here, and it's also, you can take off with most planes that don't need too much runway. It's just the landing that is so tricky. Nice. And we can hold here. So maybe let's take the shutdown checklist. And actually, I haven't used it before here, I think, so we can use it now. Here, group, post-flight, after land. Wing flaps, go up, up. Fuel condition lever to low, we have it. Auxiliary fuel pump can go to off, is on off. Strobe lights off, landing lights off. Pitot heat was not needed and is off. Parking brake set. We don't need the air conditioning. It's nice that the sounds change. The bus is not needed. Gear power lever can go to idle. Is in idle. Propeller control lever to feather. Okay, do it. Is it in feather? And now it will complain, but we have to live with it. Generator and alternator. Okay, ITT should be stabilized. Can we get rid of this? Yeah. For 1 minute. Yeah, but I think it's more or less stabilized. Oh, we can do an outside view while waiting. Maybe I can get another one. Yeah, I really like this aircraft. Even though it doesn't have many failures other than like overstressing the engine, it's just a lot of fun. Although I still think I do prefer the passenger version, mostly because you can control the passengers, the cargo inside here, so it's a lot of additional fun and variation. And this one, yeah, probably mostly for people flying the carrier mode. And the mountain in the back looks great. Okay, shutdown is nice and nuanced. Can we turn off this one? Yeah. So oxygen supply off. It is on off, we haven't used it, and light switches to off. So taxi, nav, beacon. And then avionics master switch goes to off. And master switch we want to leave because I did promise you to show you the night lighting. So nice and dark. And here, cabin, north. Do we have it? Yeah. Yeah, I think so. And here we have this. Oh, because I forgot to. Okay, a second. So cabin to on, so I can see something. And now this one goes to on, and also those I need to manually turn on. So here we have this like a bright white light that was also a thing before. Let me just turn them on. I hope I can do it like this. And the light is much nicer once we do it. Oh, I lost my mouse pointer. Okay, this is unexpected, I would say. Hello, Sim? Okay, I have it back, I think. Yeah. Okay, now if we go to cabin, norm, you can see this nicer warm light here illuminating it. And also when we go back, you can also see those more nuanced reading lights that give like a nice warm light. Although I would like to see this guy's head, I guess it's good enough. And also here I think we can regulate it. Let me try to find it. Cabin on. Yeah, make it brighter. Okay, so I think this light is pretty nice, and for some reason I don't remember it from the other version. I only remembered it was like very cold. Okay, so let's turn on everything so you can also see the outside lights. Okay, some nice night sounds here. And I think some people were saying that the landing lights are not illuminating the ground correctly, but it seems fine, at least from what I can see here. Very nice. Let me get the time that we had. So maybe like this. Because I really like the side of this camping here and then of this mountain. So, as I said, pretty much two ways to come here. Either this way, which is super complicated, or this way where you have to kind of go along this mountain to hit the runway. I think this is a bug, this runway, because I think it was not there in 2020. And it's kind of creating a bump here. But still, if you're good, you can just land behind it. Oh, this is a pretty nice shot. It's okay, Kodiak, I still love it. When it comes to the Medevac pack, I would wish that they would add some more interactive features to it to make it more worth. That's saying if somebody is using it for the career mode, for the medical transports, or just likes role-playing medical transports, then it's like, I think, a useful addition to a great plane, pretty much. But otherwise, like for the normal user that will use it like every few months, maybe if they add more interactive features, then yes. Okay. So guys, thank you for watching. I hope it was entertaining. I hope I didn't crash. It will be visible on the replays that you will see after the video. I haven't seen them yet. And I see you in future GA flying videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.